Hello, and welcome to another session with Reading for Comprehension with Dr. Priscilla. Today we are going to look at Madagascar's police minister swims 12 hours to shore. We will read this article together. A minister in Madagascar's government has beaten the odds to survive a helicopter crash and a marathon survival swim. Sergei Gale, the country's Secretary of State for Police, swam to the mainland on Tuesday after the helicopter he was a passenger in crashed into the Indian Ocean off the island's northeast coast. What I'd like for you to do now, on a separate piece of paper, pause the video and write a summary of what paragraph 1 is about. Maybe 2 sentences should be sufficient. Mr. Gale was one of 2 passengers known to have survived the crash. They both swam for 12 hours to reach the shore. Gale told reporters that he used one of the helicopter's seats as a flotation device. News agencies are reporting that at least 39 people perished in the disaster. A police spokesperson said the rescue workers had retrieved 18 bodies. This is paragraph 2. I'd like for you to write a summary of paragraph 2. He lamented that the death toll could increase over the next few days. Mr. Gale, 57, was in high spirits after his rescue, despite looking totally exhausted. He managed to muster up the energy to recount his ordeal to reporters. He spoke to journalists while slumped in a deck chair and still wearing his camouflage uniform. Summarize the paragraph that was just read. He said he ejected himself from the aircraft when he knew it was in trouble. He became police chief earlier this year after serving in the police force for 3 decades. His colleague offered a reason as to why he survived the crash. He said, "Gale always had great stamina in sport, and he's kept up this rhythm as minister, just like a 30-year-old. He has nerves of steel." Mr. Gale said, "My time to die hasn't come yet. The cause of the crash is being investigated." Summarize that paragraph. Now that you've read the article, I'd like for you to practice the dialogue. This would be the dialogue. I will read first as person 1, and you will read as person 2. I will begin at the count of 3. Did you hear the news of the Prime Minister of Madagascar? It was stated that he beat the odds of surviving a helicopter crash. As I understand, it simply means that he probably would have died under normal circumstances. The Prime Minister has always prided himself to be in good health, so he had the capacity to swim a long distance. Apart from being a marathon swimmer, I suppose his determination to survive, along with the use of a flotation device, proved valuable. In the news, a reporter lamented that the death toll could increase in a few days. Lament simply means to talk about something. The Prime Minister was able to recall or lament details of what took place on the helicopter. Although the Prime Minister was exhausted after swimming for 12 hours, he was in high spirits. Yep, he was. He did slump in a deck chair while wearing his camouflage uniform, but he was able to give a full account of what happened. The Prime Minister talked about being ejected from the aircraft when he realized they were in danger. This is true. He served for 3 decades in the police force. With his background, I know an investigation will get underway and details of what happened will be uncovered. Now I will read as person 2, if you will read as person 1. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. No, what's the news? Odds? What exactly does that mean? What do you think made the difference in his life or death situation? Did he use anything else to help him reach safety? I'm really happy he did not perish in that disaster. I feel sad for the other passengers that didn't survive. You are using such big words. What is the meaning of lament? I would have been devastated. I don't think I could recount anything. Really? Now that's amazing. I believe the Prime I believe the Prime Minister has not been in this position long. Is that right? 3 decades. That's 30 years, right? That concludes the dialogue. Continue to practice with the dialogue. Continue practicing with the reading of the article. Other activities will be attached in the comment section below. If you have questions, please leave those questions and I will respond immediately.